Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Taps and welcome to the channel. Happy Thursday, happy good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are located in the world of ours. We've got some things to go through because December is looking extremely bullish from a collection of all kinds of news and updates that I probably could have broken out into probably about 4 or 5 different videos, but we're just going to get through it all today, go through it with a fashion, make sure that everyone understands what is happening in this space, what looks good for Ecomi and VeVe, and get into it. I mean, we're going to talk about Facebook and Meta, something that they just did, which is very bullish for crypto in general. We're going to talk about Jikh and what might happen tomorrow. We're going to talk about Binance NFT marketplace. We're going to talk about new licenses, and we're also going to talk about 25 days of NFT giveaways via VeVe that you should know about if you're not already getting into it. So welcome everyone to the chat. I see some familiar faces: Giovanni, Adam, Wild39, Art, Bouge, Kyle. I see a bunch of people in here. So thanks so much everyone for hopping in here. Please hit that like button. Let the fam know that we are here. We're going to go through it all today and get into it. All right. So I see Shaq. Thanks everyone for hopping in here. Hey Taps, hello VeVe fam. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. So we've seen some price action, right? My last video a couple days ago, it was kind of like, hey, the price is down, but nothing has changed with the OMI token, right? So everything is down because of some negative FUD that happened with like the OUP article and a bunch of other things that were happening all simultaneously. And I did that video saying nothing's changed with what we're looking forward to with this coming month. And so all the catalysts are ahead of us. And what happened is the price started obviously catching back up. So there are a bunch of things that we need to review today that I believe is going to continue to see December growing in the OMI token and in VeVe collectible value. But let's get into it because I think we're going to have a strong December and it's going to be a happy Kwanzaa, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate for all of us here. So let's get into it. First, there is the Facebook retreats from the crypto ad ban. Do you guys understand how huge this is for the crypto space as a whole? And I'm going to tie how this goes to OMI or how it could, but let's get into this. So Facebook, you've not been able to advertise on Facebook for crypto, right? So this is a huge thing for Meta or crypto to now allow for all of their users, basically for crypto companies to now advertise on Facebook, right? So they were banning, I think, like political ads and plenty of other things, but crypto was a big one. And with them now peeling that back, that opens the floodgates for crypto to have a lot more awareness. You're going to start seeing it on Facebook if you still use Facebook. But this is really good because what did we hear earlier about the fact that they're not going to just be advertising VeVe collectibles, but they're going to eventually be advertising the OMI token. Now, if you're going to do advertising for the OMI token, we saw there's been advertising on YouTube occasionally with VeVe collectibles. We've seen other PR and other things put out. But if you wanted to advertise the OMI token, where do you think would be the best place to possibly do it? Probably on social media that is in front of everyone's faces on their mobile device. And now with Facebook actually saying that they're no longer going to have a crypto ad ban, this is the perfect place for OMI to be actually advertising their cryptocurrency, especially that the move to Immutable X is looking more and more imminent, but we'll get into that. So this was, and yes, Paint Life says MySpace. You're right. MySpace and Friendster are probably the only two that are actually maybe higher visibility than Facebook, right? You got to be on my top 8. Dude, MySpace takes me back, man. I'm old. All right. So yeah, I do believe, and like everyone has a different viewpoint on Facebook, but they're good for crypto. They're good for NFTs. And if we could actually, and I hope Alex G or Reese or someone is tuned in here as well, but if we could get the OMI token advertising on Facebook, I mean, they are making a lot of money through these NFTs. So the ad dollar for Facebook is not cheap, but it isn't crazy. So I do believe that that is something that we could possibly look at. And that is something that we could ask about in the AMAs. Stay tuned and think about why it's effective, because there's over 2.89 billion monthly active users on Facebook in 2021. So to be honest, I don't really use Facebook that much, but plenty of people do. And there's also a pretty active VeVe community on Facebook as well. I think there's like 60,000. I think like 60,000 active members in that Facebook group. So I think that would be pretty big to advertise the OMI token or even VeVe collectibles or both on Facebook ads. Now, on to the next piece of news, which if you're not on Twitter, Twitter has been on fire for the past, 3 days about this little teaser trailer that we've seen from Andre Jikh on his Instagram, 12/3. So that's tomorrow. And we can see that, the guy's so good at editing, but he's alluding to something. Now, we know that we were supposed to have an AMA, but that has been pushed back. But my theory, and like everyone's like, oh, what if it's Pokemon? What if it's this? I don't believe it's going to be Pokemon, but I do believe that it could be him showing that he's either bought more OMI, that he's maybe bought like a lot of blue chip collectibles, or possibly that he has even signed on as maybe either doing an AMA directly with Ecomi and VeVe, or what if they actually signed him as a partner? Like we've seen with Cryptos R Us, like they are sponsoring his channel where they have the VeVe Ecomi logo on his channel. What if they've made an official partnership with Andre? Because he is clearly now an OMI homie. I know a lot of people were like, well, why do we need this guy? And for those who don't know, he has well over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He is very much looked up to in the crypto space. And he's the king of editing and very good with magic. And we want him as an OMI homie, but now there's actually that passion. He's not just doing it, I think, for attention. He's doing it because he's collecting. He loves it. He has that bug that we all have. So this is exciting, and we're going to find out what this is all alluding to tomorrow. And man, I'm really looking forward to what it is. So I don't think it's Pokemon or anything, but again, I do believe that it could be something that is big and going to be tied to Ecomi and VeVe clearly that is going to help us long term. So this is just another bullish sign for what is happening in this awesome end of the year. Let's continue on. Immutable X. Oh, man. So we have been... Oh, I just realized you guys can't even see me. There I am. You guys are probably like, where'd Taps go? I'm right here. So Immutable X has been talked about forever, right? Like when. But when you think about it, for the past, 2 months, we've seen really no like active talk from Immutable X or active talk about Immutable X from VeVe besides like maybe like a little thing here and there, but no like them trying to pump it, right? Especially, I don't think we've ever seen over all these months since it was released, them simultaneously bringing up a lot of attention to Immutable X. So this is the first time that we're seeing that. So you can see coming to an L2 near you soon. Immutable X is retweeting about VeVe and Immutable X move. And I love that they incorporated our symbol. So as you know, the O is our Ecomi fam symbol, but they've added the X's like XOXO, which very, very creative. Hugs and kisses. Like I love it. So now we've got Immutable playing the game of making a symbol and tying it to us. But then we also have VeVe, David Yu. If you have not seen this, this made me so happy. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, and no, I don't think this means Dragon Ball Z is coming. I think we're just getting Yu'd, right? Like David Yu loves memes, but the fact that he posted this one, right? IMX VeVe Fusion, to the moon for OMI. So why would Immutable X and OMI and VeVe be simultaneously getting us pumped for Immutable X if it isn't going to happen very, very soon? They don't do this. I mean, like we've all been waiting forever for this to happen, right? But they don't push us this way without delivering. So I do believe that this phase 2 is going to finally end. Then we're migrating, and then we'll see exchanges, which we know that we have been in desperate need for, and the OMI token is gone. And it'll be a very, very, very happy Christmas for all of us OMI investors. And looking at and one other thing about that is the Immutable X marketplace. When you look at the marketplace, there used to be the VeVe symbol right here. It was just, empty, but it's been gone now for about, I think, 2 weeks. And so I think that they're going through and getting it all lifted up. As I covered in a past video, we now have over 2,700,000 NFTs on VeVe, which is one of the largest NFT platforms recognized or even yet to be recognized. So that is a lot to bring into the Immutable X marketplace. But there is, I'm seeing so many more projects in here. So that's going to be basically like 270 10K projects, which is more than what's already in Immutable X currently. But what's cool is you're all going to see, if you're only collect VeVe NFTs, you're all about to see a flood of people in the NFT community coming in and start understanding what happens when people are buying NFTs and looking at it from an actual crypto viewpoint versus a gem viewpoint, right? Like, I want to get an Eve, but I'm kind of like, do I want to spend $1,200 or 1,200 gems on Eve? I don't really want to. And this is my current inventory. I've sold some, but I've also purchased some. But this is what a lot of you don't understand who are only collecting VeVe collectibles and don't collect other NFTs is the rest of the world in NFTs, they don't speak gems. They don't even speak fiat, really. They look at Ethereum, right? So I have 0.29 Ethereum in Immutable X right now, right? It's just sitting in there. Now, if I want to buy an Eve statue, it's what, $1,200 of my gems. And I'm kind of like, I don't know, but I have all this Ethereum sitting in my crypto wallets. And how I look at it is it almost plays a trick on your brain where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, 0.24, like 0.24 ETH, I'll buy that Eve. But you don't think about the fact that that's, what, $1,100, $1,200. And so it definitely enables you to buy more in this NFT format. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of those NFT whales who I've proven before are sitting on the sidelines waiting for this to happen to hop into Immutable X and other marketplaces and start collecting. And you're going to see the floors raise, is my belief. All right. And this was another big piece of news. Real quick, before I get to this, how's everyone feeling? Let's go, JXRB. Happy to see 295 people in here. Let's get it, fam. Hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm going to touch on what some giveaways that VeVe are directly doing. So that way you guys are not missing out. Make sure that you are participating in them because they're doing 25 days of it. So I want to make sure that everyone's aware of this. And I'm sure people probably in the Discord are going to get mad at me that I'm bringing awareness to this. But, everyone's got to win, right? Shout out to, I see Enemy Fuzzball. I see a bunch of people in here. Sorry, but Alex already mentioned on Twitter that Andre's video has nothing to do with them. It could be that they have nothing to do with the video directly like VeVe. So it might not be an AMA, but it's clearly something tied to VeVe from Andre. So, it's going to be good either way. It's going to be bullish for them. And it's going to be bullish also because if he's leaning heavier into VeVe and Ecomi for well over 1 million people to understand what we're doing and probably go even further in depth. If you've seen, like, he had a video back in March or April about Ecomi, didn't do one forever, and now it looks like he's doing one pretty much every, 2 weeks? And so as he keeps doing more videos, more of his fan base are going to become OMI homies, and it's just going to keep growing from there as we get more licenses. Shout out to the real Randy Chavez. ETH rich people will make prices go bananas. I agree. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, if you guys are in VeVe collectibles and haven't really seen what happens in the rest of the world of NFTs, money gets thrown around like crazy. It is stupid. I think the most I've ever spent on one NFT was 3 ETH myself, but I've spent a lot more of Ethereum on tons of NFTs, and I've also made some good money flipping and selling that way. But again, my brain, when I look at a collectible, if it says it's point something ETH versus $1,200 of gems, I am more likely to spend that Ethereum. I know myself, and I know that's how others feel as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. But let's touch on this actually real quick. I'm going to touch on the 25 days of giveaways. Now, this is coming directly from VeVe and Ecomi. And so if you have not seen this, make sure you join the Discord. Let's go to announcements. And if you are not a member of the Discord, let me go ahead and invite people, copy, boom. There you go. So if you're not a member of the Discord, make sure you are, so that way you can participate in these giveaways. And that's the thing, is like everyone's always said, oh, what are they doing with all of these collectibles that they keep, right? We know that 40 of them go to the licensors and things like that, but we've seen that there's been an additional 50 that are occasionally taken, and they're going to start doing giveaways. Well, we're now starting to see that, as Noah just announced. Happy December, everyone. In order to celebrate the holiday season, one of our Discord community moderators, Whamrot, is hosting Whamrot's 25 Days of Giveaways, a very special community event where he will be hosting a whopping, oh, never mind, not 34 giveaways. So I guess it's 25 days, but there's going to be a ton of giveaways. Holy crap. 34 giveaways. That's 34 VeVe NFTs, December 1st through the 25th, right here on Discord. So make sure you can either see that in the announcements tab, or you can scroll down to the giveaways tab, which is, where's community engagement? Boom. Giveaways, a little present, or click on this guy. And you can see that the first one was yesterday. I participated. All you have to do is click on the little gift. 4,298 people participated in it. And you could say, well, what are the chances? There are probably more people that participate in a drop every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday than 4,299. So your chances of getting a free NFT, also that you don't have to spend money on, are probably a lot higher doing it this way versus, just participating in a drop. So someone won Oceana. Congrats to TC Marine. And what an awesome job, Whamrot. Thanks for doing something like this. And then we can see that the next one, which click that present, is to win a Spider-Man comic. So we're going to see 34 of these giveaways given out over the next couple weeks, which is absolutely incredible, and happy to see it. Thank you, Jikh. Zilliqa and Omi, let's go. Zilliqa to the moon, baby. Omi to the moon. Oh, man, I feel good. I feel good, guys. I hope you guys all feel good, too. There's a lot of great things happening, but let's continue on. We have, so Dr. Profit, shout out to him for tagging me, Cavell, and Dan Lee on this, but awesome that Binance NFT started following VeVe Official. Now, this is unique because, as we've seen, Binance, so I think Ecomi and VeVe don't really follow anyone unless they kind of have something already announced, right? It's pretty rare because they know that we're crazy, that we will absolutely stock find when they follow someone new. There are literally people who have like little things set up to find out when someone starts following them, or when they start following someone. And shout out to Dr. Profit for seeing this, but Binance NFT Marketplace just started following Ecomi and VeVe. Now, why does that stand out? Because this is a whole other marketplace. So we know that we're coming to Immutable X. We know that they've mentioned that there will be other marketplaces that will be coming, like OpenSea, but this is unique. So I imagine who runs Binance NFT Marketplace is probably someone different from who runs actual Binance Twitter. And this is probably something that they weren't supposed to do, but they're like, oh yeah, we're probably going to start working with Ecomi and VeVe soon. Let's follow him. No one will know, but we're crazy, right? So I believe that the chance that we are going to be seeing our VeVe collectibles obviously onto other marketplaces is a no-brainer, but we now have a chance at possibly seeing us on Binance Marketplace as well. So, and as you know, Binance is one of the, I guess Coinbase is probably catching up now as well, one of the most used crypto exchanges, and the NFT Marketplace looks like it has some good content coming in. Oh, hello, waifus. And yeah, I imagine when Coinbase NFT Marketplace goes live, it just makes sense too, right? Because Coinbase is an early investor in Immutable X. So this was pretty cool to see, and good on you for tagging us on that, in which they only follow 244 people. So them adding Ecomi and VeVe, it seems significant, right? So shout out to Dr. Profit for tagging me in that. And I also have a little apology to Dr. Profit as well. He actually did a post where it was just worded kind of weird, where I thought he was encouraging content creators to come on and speak negative to tank the price of OMI, and then rewarding them with a TOD, so that way he could maybe get in a lower price. And he reached out to me, explained, he's like, dude, like, that's not what I meant at all. Sorry for the misinterpretation. And so I was mad. I was very, very mad. I put on Twitter, and I'm not like an angry tweeter, and I don't get in Twitter battles and all that, but I thought that was trying to encourage content creators to lead their subscribers astray to sell their OMI so that a whale could buy it low. And that got me heated. So I think that, there's every content creator does things different, but I think it's very important to always respect your subscribers. And that's why you guys tune into us and support us. So that was not the case though. So sorry, Dr. Profit. And thanks again for tagging me in this, but let's continue on. And shout out to Real Talk. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Is the Andre 12-4 announcement VeVe sanctioned? So 12-3 tomorrow is the announcement, and VeVe sanctioned. What do you mean? Is it so? It sounds like VeVe is saying it's nothing with them, but it sounds like it's obviously something that Andre is doing on his own, tied to VeVe. So I'm wondering if he either bought more OMI, if he bought all the blue chips, or if he's doing maybe his own giveaways, something like that. Like it's definitely going to be something that's going to be bullish overall for VeVe and Ecomi. Otherwise, why would he lead up to it like that, right? Okay. Next news is VeVe welcomes Jim Henson Company. Now, I thought this was kind of unique. Like, obviously, we know who Jim Henson is. The Muppets has been a franchise that's been absolutely stellar and still successful to this day. And I think this is cool to see, but I'm really surprised that they chose the Labyrinth to be the one to go through. So if you haven't seen the Labyrinth, it is a old school, wacky movie. It has Muppets in it. It's a little bit darker. It has David Bowie. I enjoy it because it's kind of like nostalgic. It's one of those cult classics, right? But we can see that Jim Henson Company is confirmed. So with that, we will probably see the Muppets actual, tied to the show or tied to the movies and things of that nature. So this is really cool to see, and them announcing it, which this is also further proof that the Disney umbrella, all of those companies that we've touched on in previous videos, is confirmed, like that they have a majority of all of those licenses underneath Disney, right? So I did this video back on October 31st where I showed Ecomi, OMI, VeVe has Disney NFTs, but what else? What other companies are underneath the Disney umbrella? And I touched on the Muppets. And this is, I think, now like the fourth one that I speculated on that's been confirmed. We've also seen Fox with Homer and all that, but there's a couple more that we can still see, right? And the biggest one that I am still extremely bullish on, and I believe that we will see, is something with ESPN. I believe that we'll see something still with the History Channel, which could be animals, could be different environments, like a space background for your showroom, for your vault, or something like a desert, or like an under this like ocean, something like that. And then we could also see something with Hollywood Records, which owns Disney Records as well. So maybe this is the piece that ties into either maybe collectible vinyls, which are very, very I think they're like top 10 most collected items, or finally getting some form of collectible music in our showroom. So we're seeing the Disney umbrella unravel, and more of these licenses are being confirmed. And what was cool, so this is Cision. I've touched on Cision before. They are the leader in terms of public relations or PR news. And they announced the Jim Henson Company partners with VeVe to offer first ever NFT digital collectibles based on the hit film Labyrinth. Now, the biggest piece from this article that stuck out to me was, in addition, VeVe uses Ethereum's layer 2 scaling protocol, Immutable X, providing a 99% reduction in environmental footprint. So we know that this is coming out with Immutable going live. They keep hinting at all these things with Immutable on Twitter, right? Immutable is directly tweeting things about VeVe for the first time in quite some time, the XOXO thing. And VeVe and Ecomi are directly tweeting about Immutable X, which they definitely don't want more attention to it unless it's going to be good attention. And now we see in a PR article about the new license that they just announced, directly referring to VeVe as an Ethereum layer 2 scaling protocol on Immutable X. Everything's adding up. It looks like Immutable X is going to be happening very, very soon, like that final phase 3 where we'll be able to migrate. And again, Dan has said in a past AMA, and I asked the question, do we have to wait till the very end of phase 3 in order to announce exchanges? And he said, no, we do not need to wait to the end. So I believe we'll probably see like a week or two where we're migrating and then they announce exchanges. Or they might just, I've thought they were going to wait for other things like Disney and then they just come out and do it earlier anyway. So they might be like, hey, we're migrating, and then a couple days or a week later, like, all right, here's 2 exchanges, here's KuCoin and crypto.com or something, right? Like no confirmation yet, but we'll see what happens. But so that stood out to me as being significant on this article. And for what we could see from this, I mean, I imagine we'll see the snail guy. If you've never seen it, it's a pretty wacky movie. It's definitely for an acquired taste, I would say, but it's really unique. It's really cool. It's definitely, you have that worm guy. You can see the Labyrinth Jareth, which is David Bowie, of course, and you can see like Woomaway and a couple other different crazy Muppet characters from the Labyrinth. But we also see this Saturday that we are going to be having the Artist Alley directly from DC. I'm happy to see this because could you imagine how frustrated DC has to be on all of us losing our minds on every Marvel drop, like us making a ton on these comics, us absolutely going bonkers for Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Captain America. So I think it's time DC pushes back a little bit, right? Like we saw the Harley Quinn drop back in October, but I wonder if we're going to start seeing maybe a buildup of DC again, maybe leading up to DC Comics, probably start of the year, or that might be even like an end of the year thing. But we are still waiting to see some more comics come to the platform, and I, for one, can't wait to see that. All right, so this, and I will be actually doing this drop with you guys on Saturday. I'm waiting for a message back actually to confirm. I might be doing a giveaway of my own on that, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's December, right? Like we gotta, it's the season of giving. All right. What's up, Kyle? It was a matter of time before DC came back. You know what? I feel like everyone are more Marvel fans. If you're a DC fan, type in what your favorite DC is, right? Like I'm a big Batman fan, but like who's your favorite DC character, right? I think it's time that DC pushes back against Marvel a little bit and we see a little bit of a way out from there, especially with Disney obviously taking it from both them recently. But we can see these collectibles coming, and it's the what were they again? We have Hawk Girl, we have Super Girl, we have Wonder Woman, and we have Batgirl. So we can see that these are in these collectible forms right here, here, here. I hope she comes with the scooter. And I bet you money that someone is going to actually come out and say like, oh, you'll be able to take her scooter and ride around the VeVeverse, which you never know, right? But we have these coming, and I agree. I hope Bane, I just saw someone say Bane. Well, Bane is a part of the DC multiverse, and you can see him in the Artist Alley. So this might be a thing that we see a couple of coming to VeVe, where maybe these are DC's version of the Marvel Mighties, right? Is the Artist Alley side. Let's see what some people. Ooh, Rye Guy. I'm happy you know who Martian Manhunter is. I'm a big fan of him too. Did you guys watch the Justice League cartoon growing up? Because he was like the coolest character. He's very much like DC's Vision. Joker, Spawn. Yes, Spawn. Bane, Batman, Superman. Good vibes, good vibes. Agree. Bane would be dope. Batman all the way. Superman, Penguin. All right, let's continue on. So these are what we are going to be seeing on Saturday on the digital NFT platform, VeVe. Now, let's look at the Ecomi price. As we can see, we have been rebounding off of what was a big dip, and we are still down from where we are on the month, right? So we did hit above 0.008, but there is still a lot to be seen. And I reiterated this like right when we were down here in this video. Boom, there I am. Like, this is me emotioning like this is the high that we're gonna hit in a couple days. I didn't say that, but let's just pretend I did. And so this is where I even said I just bought 1 million more OMI at this price because I know that everything that's down is because people weren't happy with the OMI utility article. People were fudding because of Recur and all these other things that were just very much rampant, and it created a very, very big sell-off. But it's now shook out a lot of those people, and those who were waiting for a big dip bought the dip. And we can see that that price is making big bullish moves and will continue to. It's making a good channel, guys. And there is a lot coming still, and we are seeing that Immutable X is looking really, really solid. So I believe that we're going to continue. I believe over the next few weeks we will reclaim that 0.008. And if Immutable X happen, oh, and MTL is happening, right? Like we've seen that some people are able to now cash out, or it's been turned on. At least I've seen some people's videos say that. I haven't even checked mine. I probably shouldn't. I don't think I can cash out yet, which kind of doesn't matter. Like I'm not cashing out personally. Let's check. Nope. I'm not part of it. I'm not part of it. So yeah, MTL is happening, it sounds like. And we have everything leading. Like Immutable X looks like it's going to happen. Once that happens, I imagine we'll get an exchange or two announced before the end of the year. And that is going to have the price soar. So what I'm hoping for is before January 1st, I hope that we can at least get up to 1 cent again. And everything that is being built out right now looks like it's all leading that way. So I mean, right now we have exchanges that are in the backlog, right? We're just waiting for them to happen. Immutable X is finally looking like it's going to happen. We have new licensors being announced, but again, it looks like they're all being announced with Immutable X being, it's like, hey, they're coming this time, but we're still waiting for that. So I do think that everything is going to be happening very soon, which means more exchanges. And there are so many things still to come that it is very, very exciting. And it's Christmas, right? Like what if this is part of their strategy? Like if they're just like, all right, well, I guess we could have had Immutable happen the end of November, but let's just make it a Christmas gift. Like let's give it to them then. And that would actually be pretty funny. So as we can see, also the OMI utility version 0.2 is underway and in review. So good job. If you are not happy with the OMI utility article, which I know several were not, they did have that feedback ability to submit. And I know several people did. And I've seen some of the submit, like the people I know who said like, hey, I'm going to recommend this, I'm going to recommend this, and they're solid. So I think the 0.2 version is going to look very different from the first version. And I think a lot more people are going to be happy with the OMI utility. And one thing I said in the past video was people were frustrated there's no APY attached to it with the OMI utility program article. Now, when it comes to staking, maybe Ecomi may not be allowing it directly, but the exchanges still can, right? So if they came to like crypto.com or another exchange that they want to create an APY, that can happen. Or they could even maybe create some kind of liquidity pool or something like that. So I think it's still very early to see what can happen with the OMI utility or the OMI utility, the OMI token as a whole. We know that it even has the ability to go now into third-party apps and potentially other crypto, right? Like other platforms. So I mean, it is still so early, but at the same time, we're going to turn the page on the year, and I think in a really strong spot in OMI price in the VeVe collectibles. And again, we've got more to see. Now, David Yu has said that there is going to be a new license announced before the end of the year, and it's something you drink. And he said that in an AMA a while back. Everyone is speculating Coca-Cola, which Coca-Cola did come out with an NFT earlier this year. See this jacket, which actually looks pretty dope. I think you can wear that in Decentraland. But I think this was what it came out with. It sold for an absolute ton. And I think seeing like the polar bears or something like that would be really cool. So I'm betting it's either Coca-Cola or it could be even Starbucks. And Coca-Cola is a massive company with a massive brand, but so is Starbucks, right? So they have lots of different like little promos and things that they do every Christmas. So I could be Starbucks, like something you drink every day. Like I drink water. I drink. I don't drink Coca-Cola unless it's in like Jack Daniels, and I drink coffee every day, right? So like, I mean, I can't really think of what else it could be, but announcing a license like Starbucks or Coca-Cola or anything like that, I mean, it brings awareness, right? So again, there is a lot to be seen. We touched on a lot today, and I wanted to at least kind of bring you why I'm so bullish on December, right? Like I think every month everyone's like, oh, this is the month, this is the month. And we're in a good spot. I mean, OMI is doing well I think it's building up because people are ready for Immutable X. Again, we're seeing both of them tweeting about it, actively leveraging each other to show that something's happening, right? Coming to an L2 near you directly from Immutable X. XOXO, love it. David Yu's getting into it. And so I do believe that we'll see this happen very soon. And with that, exchanges, and we're going to see a lot of people really excited. And that is pretty much what I wanted to cover today. I'm going to get to some of the questions and the messages here in the chat, but I want to reiterate, if you're just now joining, if you're curious about the 25 days of giveaways, again, make sure that you are on VeVe official Discord, because that's where they're doing it, in the giveaways tab, or you can click into announcements. And again, someone won a Oceana number 4976 yesterday, and someone will win the amazing Spider-Man number 14. All you have to do is click this present, and that gets you into the giveaways. This happens every single day. So again, it goes for one day, and then it ends at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it adjusts to your time, but that's for me. And it sounds like there's, what did they say? Like 36 or 34, 34 different NFTs. 34 giveaways from December 1st through the 25th. So again, it's just a free collectible that you could win. I've not won something through a Discord yet, but I have won giveaways on Twitter, 2 of them before. So, and one actually had a lot of entries. So you never know. And it's a click of a button, right? So I would highly recommend that you join the Discord and participate in these, because it is very, very exciting when you win something that costs no money, and it's something you're going to play with, right? Or you can flip. Depends on your choice. But that is what I wanted to go through. There's a lot of exciting stuff. I am really excited for that Facebook news. Man, I really hope that they start advertising the OMI token on Facebook. But let's get into some of the questions, and we will wrap this up. Let's see. VeVe runs on Duncan. Oh, you must be an East Coaster. Oh man, I I used to do presentations many moons ago for a startup company. I would fly out to the East Coast, and I would, do presentations, and all the time I would let them know, I'd be like, hey, I brought in Starbucks because Duncan is terrible. And they'd be like, no. I would just immediately cause like a little stir. I'd be like, all right, like it would usually get them warmed up for the presentation I would go through. And it was actually really funny. Coca-Cola said to be less white. What? All right. Starbucks is 100%. I want a Coke Santa NFT. I think the polar bears would be really cool. Let's see. Going through some of these questions. Love it. Seeing Cryptoslavia. Thanks for the update about the giveaways. Absolutely. Like, that's the thing, is not everyone is on Twitter, right? So that's why I sometimes hop on and do I could do a collection of different videos, but I like to do a live stream too, because hopefully people enjoy these and get involved. And it's like, not everyone has a Twitter account, so you guys actually miss out on a lot of updates and little things that are happening with the community if you don't have a Twitter, if you don't, if you're not part of Discord. So make sure that you join that and are participating in that giveaway, and keep you guys up to date. Oh yeah, that was another piece. USP announced 2022 stamps. Check out pony cars. Coincidentally, 5 cars, common, uncommon, rare. I do believe that we'll see some holiday stamps too. I think if you don't have the stamp set, we saw it recently shoot up, and I think people kind of understand why, because we'll be seeing a lot of stamps tied to holidays and specific events. I think they'll hold value really well, and I think we'll see some holiday stamps coming this month as well. Thank you, Lord of the Realm. Taps is looking like a tall drink of water, and boy, am I thirsty. Thank you so much. I am actually pretty tall. That's one thing I learned at Decon, is like Trevor was like 6'6" and like towering over everywhere, and I'm 6'3". But I was noticing, like, with all the fam around, I'm like, all right, like I guess I am pretty tall for. I guess I look much smaller. Like, everyone's like, you're a lot taller than what we thought, and I'm like, I guess I just look smaller sitting down. Taps, do a hot tub stream. Me and Randy joked about doing that at Decon, actually, and we should have done it. Oh, Randy, if you're still here, next con we're doing a hot tub stream. Always be up to date. Absolutely. This will be a VeVe December to remember. Bullish. Happy to see it as well. Da, da, da. Thank you so much. What's up, VeVe Vault? 20 OMI, 20 million OMI. Wow, nice bag. Very, very nice. Hey, Taps, is 20 million enough to be set in the future? I mean, I would say yes. You have more OMI than Andre Jikh. Think about that, right? Well, that we know of. Maybe that's what the announcement is tomorrow, right? Maybe he's going to announce that he bought more OMI, or that, yeah. So I mean, that could be what it is. But when he went heavy, it was around, I think, around like a cent, and he showed that he had, I think, 16 million OMI, right? And I know plenty of people who have a lot more than 20 million. So I mean, he's very, very wealthy. He did a video a while back that showed that he makes like over $1 million, I think it was, just with YouTube. Like that's like just YouTube, which is absolutely insane. Like if I could do YouTube full time, that's my dream. I'll probably be able to do it in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, where I could just constantly hop on, keep you guys up to date with crypto and stocks and things like that are happening with the finance world. That would be my dream. But I'm probably about 2 or 3 years away until I can get to maybe like 250K subs. Like that might be around where I need to be to actually make what I make at my normal job and be able to say sayonara, full-time VeVe, Ecomi YouTuber, crypto YouTuber, and be able to keep you guys up to date every single day. That would be awesome. But yeah, man, I think that's a really solid bag to hold, because you have even more than one of the biggest influencers who's hopping into our space. Check out the Sensor Tower tweet. Ooh. All right, I was going to wrap it up, but it looks like... Shout out to Shaq, by the way. He has been a TapsTrades Sensor Tower. Am I spelling it right? Account suspended. What are you trying to show me here? Oh, wait, a sensor tweet. Shout out to Shaq, because he's like supported me since the beginning. I think he was like a sub 100 subscriber of mine, and like we've stayed in contact. He always like tags me in like little things and like sends me like, dude, this looks pretty awesome. So I appreciate you. What am I? Whoa. Sensor Tower data reveals the VeVe official is leading the top NFT collectible apps in the mobile space in terms of both worldwide installs and consumer spending. What? Is this how much? Is this their current sold revenue? 34, 54, 64, 72, 78, 81, 86. Are we over 100? Is this revenue? Worldwide consumer spending. There's over $100 million that's been spent in VeVe. Like, is that just from drops too? Because that doesn't, or is that including marketplace? I'm really curious about this. Let's click into the link. Oh man, I was about to wrap it up and Shaq is dropping knowledge. Shaq, you need to create your own YouTube, man, because you find some better stuff than I do sometimes. What's up, everyone? Financial news and views. DeLargo, what's up, bro? Tell us your insights on MTL possible crash. I actually don't think there's going to be as substantial of a crash on MTL, because I think a lot of people have been stacking up to be ready to cash out. So people they already have, it's already been priced in my opinion. There might be a little bit of a pullback, but not a ton, because again, people are just sitting on gems and ready to go. Like they're ready to cash out. But VeVe Collectibles leads NFT trading space on mobile with more than 100 million in consumer spending. What? $100 million in consumer spending, and this is in 1 year and what? 1 month? 2 months? And I would say 4 of those months don't even really count, because when I joined in February, you could have bought whatever so basically in 9 months, we probably generated about 95, $97 million in consumer spending. The blockchain has continued heating up this year. Is leading the top NFT collectible apps in the mobile space in terms of both worldwide installs and consumer spending. We are crushing. Like when people are like, oh, what about Quid, and what about Terra Virtual Collect, and what about Recur, and what about Candy, and what about all of these new players in the space, or that could become in the space, don't worry about it. Like, and Terra Virtual, I think, has great stuff. I think Quid has great stuff, and I think Quid, like, they'll all have a spot in this space, but we are the 800-pound gorilla of the space. We are untouchable, especially since the best is yet to be seen, as we still have more digital products coming. We have more licensors to be coming. So this is the proof in the pudding. This tells you that we are destroying the digital NFT collectible space, and we are far ahead compared to anyone else. I know this because I can actually pull up Quid's sales numbers, which they're number 2 actually, if you don't know that, and that might be in a video coming near, where I'm doing a very strong competitive analysis video. So that way you guys can kind of understand more about the space and just how incredibly early we are to it. I've been, in case you're wondering why I haven't done some videos in a while, I've been busy with a few things, but I'm also putting together a very, 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 very heavily researched video that may have something to do with competitive analysis. So this just shows it though, right? The 4 apps studied the Sensors Towers analysis included VeVe, Fanistech, Swap, Rsong, and Suite, all of which focus on trading collectibles rather than wallet functionality. What are these? I'm really surprised it doesn't even include, are these like actual collecting apps? Like not even crypto or NFT related? Because if we're actually bigger than, okay, it's tied to sports. Are these even NFTs? Yeah, they are. I haven't even heard of these, to be honest. Sweet, digital collectibles. So I don't see it mentioning Quid or TVK in here, but I do know that we are definitely outselling them. And again, that'll become another video. VeVe gets its golden moment, talks about Disney. Oh, this is great press. Brands jostle to land. NFTs have turned independent creators' popular collections such as Bored Ape Yacht Club into an overnight millionaires. However, brands have been mixed success with their own forays of the space. Companies such as Disney and the NBA have generated positive buzz with the Golden Moments collection and Top Shot, while others such as Discord and TikTok experience backlash from their communities. As long as consumer interest remains peaked, more brands will likely perform their own experiments to see if the demand is there from their audience. Now, this is really good news to see. This is a great article. Thank you, Shaq, for showing this. And again, it mentions Disney. It mentions how we're absolutely crushing as a platform. It mentions that we have exceeded over 100 million in consumer spending on the VeVe app. And I would say less than a year. I know it's been out longer than a year, but it wasn't really fully adopted until the end of February, early March. Like we went from under 5,000 users to over 60,000 in like a month. So I would say it's been basically roughly about 9 or 10 months, and we are now over $100 million in consumer spending. That is stupid. People are spending paychecks and mortgages and crazy amounts of money to make more money with the collectibles we've seen have only gone up in value. So this is extremely bullish, very exciting to see. And you know what's interesting too is, there's been a lot of talk about Recur, and as Gary Vee's involved and all that. And I am interested in the project and taking a look at. I want to know more about it. I get so many freaking stupid fake messages from NFT projects. But Recur. So this is what they announced. These are Care Bears, and it looks pretty simple. Like there's no real information on it yet, so you can't really even be threatened by them yet. I think they don't even say that they're a digital collectible platform. They say digital NFT experiences. But I did sit on their Twitter spaces with the CEO who comes from Kraken, and it sounds like they'll be building out something. I think it'll be built out for quite some time before we really see it fully realized, before they're having an NFT drop coming up. But one thing he did say is when people were asking him about why are you only revealing these brands, and why are you not making it interoperable right off the bat? And he said the reason why they aren't doing interoperability right off the bat was because they are focused on premium digital licenses and IP. And they even referenced Disney. And I don't think that they have Disney yet, because I think Disney signed a multi-year agreement with VeVe, and it'll be a while before they announce another partnership, which I do think they will eventually. But they did say Disney, or an IP like it, a top-notch brand, does not want their NFTs, their IP, next to toilet paper. And what he's referring to is there's, and like no knock on other artists or other NFT creators, but there's a lot of garbage in OpenSea and other marketplaces, right? Just random things created. So you don't want to see a knockoff, funky looking Mickey next to a top quality, a beautifully rendered NFT golden moments next to it, right? So you want it to really shine. So they're very selective about which platforms and which companies they're going to come out with. And so I imagine we're not going to see Marvel go with every platform. It's going to be very, very select. We're going to see Disney. VeVe is obviously the number one, but we're going to see maybe occasionally little things here and there. But it really solidified that the top IPs, the top brands in the world are going to choose the top partners in the world to work with NFTs. And who are most of them choosing? VeVe digital collectible NFTs. So, I mean, I don't know how else to put this, but everything is very, very bullish. I believe Immutable X will happen soon. I am so excited for December. Make sure that you're participating in those drops on the Discord, and and if you haven't yet, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be, of course, doing my normal vids coming up. I have some free time starting tomorrow, so I'll be back into doing a few videos a day and making sure that I'm bringing you guys the best content. But I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you see the writing on the wall, just like I do, that we are just going to keep running away at the price. And I hope that we are going to see a 1 cent price by the end of this month. Bring on Immutable, bring on exchanges, because we are ready for it. We've been patient, and we are just waiting for the OMI token to break that all-time high. And when it breaks all-time high, we're off to the races. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Again, appreciate your support. Hit that like button, and I will see all of you on the next one. Cheers, everyone.